Hi, and welcome to your Module 4. This is your helicopter overview. We're going to be going over the different learning materials you have and the structures of activities for this week. As you can see, office hours Wednesdays from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. are suggested. This week we do have a guest speaker. She is a GATE certified and technology implementer for a school in Lakeside Unified School District. She'll be talking a little bit more in depth about different ways to implement technology through cross-curricular subjects. She traditionally does a lot of hands-on and 3D printing, clay modeling, claymation, and she talks about how she does that while capitalizing on the current things students are learning within the classroom. We will also be sharing some of our interpretation videos and having that built in time to be able to give each other feedback and to take a look at, celebrate what some of our projects have begun to look like. It's really amazing the way that we can be going over the same process and having completely different end products and pathways because of who we are as educators, our strengths, our interests, and our expertise, and what we want to change and see as a need within our communities. So, just a time built into our office hours to celebrate that. The Module 4 quiz this week is going to be on Chapter 6 of the Shrubman Levine book. They're talking about cross-curricular methods again and ways to meld those with technology. One of the, kind of apps and different tools that they talk about and celebrate will also be incorporated into our Twitter. One of our tweets is going to be, let me scroll down there really quickly. One of our tweets is going to speak to a website or a tool or something that you like to use to kind of enhance and take collaboration into another level. So what is it? And it doesn't have to be collaboration necessarily, but sharing within our PLN and beyond some really cool tools that we've already kind of deciphered and have known to be true of true value. And because we have been able to kind of figure out those kinks for our students, we can kind of mitigate that for other educators and to know that that is something worthwhile to invest our time in. So. The other two are going to be traditionally about learning materials, but one of them does have to be sharing of a digital tool. Let's go back over. This week we are talking about the third C, collaboration, and what collaboration looks like now in the 21st century and for re-innovated purposes. And to go along with that, very well, is experimentation. So you are going to go over a prototype this week. And these are two videos of what that might look like. Obviously, you see that they have physical products, and that might not be the case for your prototype. Perhaps it's an introduction video. Perhaps it's a mock-up of a, professional development or what have you, something that's, more shareable via the web. However, it could be some type of prototype, a physical prototype, and you might have to make that on your own and then share and see what your peers within your cohort and extra cohort have to give to you for feedback, or if there's any insights that they bring from their background. So again, right here, please go ahead and take a look at the checklist. If the rubric is confusing you, just table it. Don't worry about it. That's just kind of an overall overview and to add on to your knowledge. But if that's confusing you, just take a look at the checklist. The first phase is generating ideas. So build a prototype, whatever that might look like. Make sure you're revisiting the interpretive stage and your point of view. Is this really truly meeting what your end users were talking about? And then you're going to post on a discussion board that I will email out to you, and so that your cohort mates are able to see those and give you feedback. So depending on when we have those completed, I'm going to check in with you Wednesday to see if we need an extension of time, but you need to reply to at least 2 groups that are not your own and to give them thorough, meaningful feedback so that they can move on forward to the evolution stage and take your feedback and kind of revisit and re-innovate their product. So, as a part of the experimentation phase this week, our reflection will have a summary of your experimentation phase. And then part two, you'll be talking with a partner. So, I'll post the partnerships by Sunday. And within your partnership, sorry about that. You needed to agree upon which article that you would like to read for the two. You have the choice this week of either If I Had a Hammer, so technology integration within a language arts classroom, it's an essay, and then also research on technology and social studies education, one chapter from that titled Becoming a Digital History Teacher. It's kind of the memoirs of a teacher and kind of his insights in how he really truly integrated some technology features and saw his student engagement completely transform. So together decide on which you would like to focus on for which article, and then we're going to be focusing on collaboration through this week, and collaboration in its most simple form can turn out some of the most meaningful just discussions and more depth than something that's more convoluted. And so the first option is a collaborative discussion. In your pairs, what you're going to do is just write 2 questions each about the learning materials for you to discuss. And for your write-up, you're going to write out the 4 questions that you've prepared total between you and your partner. And then for each, just write a short summary of some main points, some ahas, some topics of discussion that you taught with your partner and how your partner added additional insights that perhaps you alone might not have garnered from just interpreting the learning material on your own. And the second option is a little bit more of a creative option. It is a slideshow narration. So you individually will read the learning materials and the videos, podcasts, etc., and compile 10 visuals that you think summarize or exemplify some of the insights that you took away from this week. After compiling the 10 visuals, you will send them to your partner, and your partner will narrate through these slides. So speaking to, like orally speaking and summarizing how these visuals speak to some of the main points and some of the just how technology, cross-curricular subjects, and collaboration really meld together. You might have to give your partner a little bit more of a heads up if you chose visuals that are not as straightforward, but that's kind of the challenge and interpretation within, the collaborative partnership, that what the person was thinking of might not be exactly what you interpret, but you also, on some same note, touch upon similar subjects and are able to elaborate in such a way. So that is Module 4. Please let me know, as always, if you have any questions. I look forward to reading some of your experimentation reflections as well as seeing your experimentation prototypes, and we'll talk soon.